Welcome to North Georgia Business RadioX, the one place committed to highlighting our local businesses, giving a voice to business in North Georgia. I'm your host, Bo Henderson, and today I'm excited. We're going to talk about somebody with a business, somebody that's created some items, an inventor. So I'm really excited to bring in George Willison with us today. How's it going, George?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. Well, thanks so much for joining us on North Georgia Business Radio X today. One of the things I was excited about when we were talking is you're an inventor. Tell us a little bit about that.
Right. I've been inventing for actually quite a while. Like most inventors, I go for a while, and it dawns on me all of a sudden one day, hey, you're an inventor. You keep coming up with this stuff. I started collecting a product list about 12 years ago, and I have 140 things on it that are ideas I've thought of. I probably have 30 that are commercially viable, and I have 8 U.S. patents.
Well, you talked about that. 8 U.S. patents. Anything specific that you're really just proud of or excited that people relate to that you'd like to share?
I have a patent pending on the product we're going to talk about today. Another product that is pretty interesting is a yoga product that I came up with a number of years ago and have a patent on. For those of you who do yoga, you may have noticed you have an issue, or others in your yoga class may have an issue that their wrists hurt. So I developed a product that allows you to do yoga. You can do planks, even one-arm planks, without your wrists hurting. So that I hope to work on that product down the road.
Very nice. So, Joy, make a note of that for my one-arm planks. Why don't you get me one of those for Christmas, please?
Don't worry, Bo. I'll make sure I take care of that for you, because I know you like those one-arm planks.
Well, George, no, but I'm fascinated with this whole process. So you have an idea. So there's a lot of creative. So business, a lot of times we're thinking very left brain, follow the spreadsheet, the net income, all these things. But there's a creative component to what you're bringing to the table. Is you're constantly thinking of ideas. Now, what does that process look like? When I'm hearing what you're saying is somehow you're saying, it sounds to me like you're saying there's a problem there, and maybe I could do something about it.
Pretty much everything that I have developed and all the patents I have and most of the products I have, I've come up with, they solve my own problem at home. And the product we're going to talk about today is a good example of that.
Okay, very good. So tell me just a little bit too about what was the process of starting the business? Because I know there's a business. Is it to here at the incubator? So you're one of our incubator businesses here, where we host the North Georgia Retirement Radio. Was it that, hey, I need a business to be kind of the umbrella to release these ideas and these patents?
Yeah, a combination of things come together. I've been thinking about starting a business for a while, and I've actually tinkered with a couple of them. On the south side of 70, so have to be a little bit careful financially. And this is a business that I am able to bootstrap.
Right.
So I'm basically financing the whole thing by myself. And I ran into Dr. Carol Turner, who used to be the director here at this incubator a little over a year ago, and we chatted, and he invited me to come in, so that's how I got here. And business is incorporated as a corporation, and been operating about a year.
Okay. Well, let's talk. So we're at this time of year. We're getting close to the holidays, and I know one of the questions I ask, what do I get? What's a good gift for somebody or something unique? And I think your new idea might just fit the ticket. Let's talk about the new product that we're really excited about now.
All right. The product that my company makes is called TheDeckTool. And if you, those of you who have decks, or if your parents have decks, or your neighbors, and you get a lot of leaves and miscellaneous material on it, after you blow your deck off with the blower, frequently, there's a whole lot of debris, leaves, pine needles, pine cone scales, sticks, oak catkin, and all sorts of things. that seasonally gets stuck between the boards. And so after you blow the deck off, you still got a lot of stuff stuck on your deck. And the TheDeckTool, a company's product, is a tool that allows you to very easily go around and get that debris out of the cracks in the deck without bending over.
How about that? So it cleans the deck, and there's some functional just for the health of the wood, I would think too, just for the upkeep of the not just having years and years of debris there. We don't even have to bend over your back. I like that a lot.
Absolutely, there are a number of benefits for not having that debris stuck in between the boards on your deck. Number one is it dramatically reduces the chance of wood rot, and especially if you're getting ready to paint or stain the deck, you can really get the cracks nice and clean. Another real benefit is a lot of people have bird feeders mounted on the railing on their deck. So very quickly, the birds would rather knock the feed on the ground than eat it. So you get a big pile of bird seed on your deck, and then it rains, and this stuff hardens, and it's almost impossible to get out. And it also feeds the bacteria growth there. So it is real beneficial to your deck to keep that cleaned out.
Well, and I know with a lot of the planning I do with people's finances, when we're replacing a deck or building a deck, that's no small investment. So
Right.
anything we can do to prevent having to redo that or decrease the longevity of that deck, it's a big deal.
Right.
Well, so how did this, George? What was it that? So here's the idea. You saw the problem, and this was a problem again. You said most of them were something you were solving for yourself at home.
Right.
So how did you go about? How am I going to fix this now? There needs to be something, but how did you create it?
A little more than 10 years ago, we have a pretty big deck at home, and this was a really aggravating problem for me. And I am an inventor, so I took a hacksaw blade and broke it in half and slit the end of an old handle I had laying around in the basement, and I actually just taped the handle into the slot. Taped the blade, this old hacksaw blade, into the slot in the handle, and I used that for almost 10 years, 4, 5, 6 times a year when I needed to get the deck clean. And about 2 years ago, it was actually a year and a half ago in the summer, we were having our deck painted, and these painters are really conscientious guys. And one guy's down on his knees sanding spots on the deck, and the other guy's down on his hands and knees, and he's got a sharp tool, and he's digging the debris out from between the cracks on the deck. They're getting ready to paint. And I went out there and looked at him and say, wait a minute, hey, so I got something that might help you. So I went down the basement and got this tool and brought it up and gave it to the guy, and he used it for about 15 minutes, and he just really excited. He said, oh, man, I got to have one of these. Where can I get one of these? Can I buy this? This is great. So I kind of set that aside for a few months, and then when it came time to decide what I was going to do next, I decided, well, I think I can make a business out of that because there are 35 million people have wooden decks in the United States. So I started working on it.
Very good. So that was pretty good evidence, right? When they said, "Hey, where can I get one of these?"
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so that's exciting to me. So when you started working on the plan, now I think this could be a business. What's the next goal, or what is the bigger picture? Is it, hey, I would love to mainly distribute these to direct to business, or is it more the consumer, direct to consumer? Or is it both? Is there a long-term vision for where this can go? Because it sounds like there's a lot of opportunity to me.
Yeah, I have to start small. I can't go get a big order from a big retailer. So I've decided to just start selling them online. And the nice thing about that, as everybody knows, is if you sell on credit cards, you get paid in a few days rather than 90 days.
Right.
From the big box retailers. So
there you go. So that's the first deal is let's sell some of these direct to the consumer. And did I miss anything? I see all kinds of benefits. So it helps physically. You're not having to bend over your
You
back.
don't have to bend over,
It's
right?
helping the maintenance with the deck. Anything else I'm missing?
Um, your deck can look really nice.
The aesthetic, right?
Yeah, especially if you have a grill out on your deck and you entertain out there and have guests over in the summer and fall and are barbecuing, deck can look really nice. Uh, uh, it does help preserve the deck. Uh, Actually, I think with the people who buy the deck tool and use it, I think surprisingly, for a very simple hardware product like this, I think it's an emotional purchase
Hmm.
because it is so aggravating to not be able to get this stuff out from the deck, cracks in your deck.
Right. So don't discount the relieving some anxiety factor. Right.
Right.
Right. And Joy even had a great note. She said, "I bet it would help keep some of the bugs away from the porch too if you're keeping it cleaned out there."
It could, yeah.
Yeah, helping the maintenance. Well, so I know one of the questions as people will be listening to this and say, "Oh, that's really exciting. This guy locally here in Gainesville, Georgia, created this thing, addressed a problem, something I can relate to. But how in the world do I get it?"
We're selling online right now, and it's pretty easy to remember. It's TheDeckTool.com. TheDeckTool.com. And you'll see a number of pictures of the product in use there, and it's very simple, straightforward. If you would like to purchase it online, uh, you'll see pictures of exactly what the tool is. I haven't really described it yet. It's about a 4 foot long lacquered wooden handle, and it's got a special blade on the end. It's a heat-treated stainless steel blade. It's thinner than a dime, so it'll get down in those thin cracks on your deck. It's got really sharp points on one side, so it will grab the debris and pull it out. That blade is guaranteed for life, and if you purchase one, it comes free shipping.
Very good. So the decktool.com. So this is something on that Christmas list. Anybody that you don't know what to get, but they have a deck. That's probably a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people we could kind of hey, it's not the gift card to the local restaurant. This is a unique, usable, valuable tool.
Correct, right.
Well, George, one more thing. I know how consumers think as they're listening. That sounds like a great idea. I like the guy's story. I see all the benefits. How much does it cost?
The deck tool is $19.95, and that includes free shipping in the continental United States.
$19.95.
Right.
I think that's about the right budget for just about any kind of gift you would need.
Right.
I think
It's an economical and practical gift.
yeah, I don't see anybody justifying. Well, I'll just do it the hard way on my hands and knees for $20 to save the deal. Well, George, I'm so excited about this. One of the things I like to ask, and your journey is unique. I think you're the first inventor that we've interviewed on this program this year. But in the process of inventing, starting a business, now, like you said, this is almost a third quarter. This is what you said, 70?
Plus.
70-ish? You're doing something you enjoy. You're feeling a need out there. What kind of advice, or is there any kind of I'm looking for kind of a tip of wisdom. Anything you've learned to date that you would say, hey, if you wanted to kind of follow your path, do something you really enjoy, create something valuable for the community, just any kind of rules of thumb, words of wisdom for us?
There is just a ton of help out there if you look for it. In my case, I've tinkered and thought about starting a business for a while. And if I could throw in a plug for a group down in Alpharetta, there's a startup group down there called Tech Alpharetta. And I attended their meetings once a week for about 2 years. And it's very informal, but just learned a ton about starting a business. And there are groups like that everywhere. There's just a ton of help available. And pretty much all you have to do is look around and ask, and you will find if you have any interest in in doing something on your own or doing a startup, I would encourage people to really go for it, and there is a lot of help and knowledge around.
No, I think that's a great point because it can be daunting to try to do this at home or do it on your own, any kind of business. Now, tell me just a little bit about kind of the decision to be here at the incubator and how that's been valuable or helpful for maybe just getting out of the house, but I know there's other reasons too.
Like I mentioned, I ran into Dr. Carol Turner a little over a year ago. I was looking around. The tremendous benefit of this incubator is for a startup company like myself that needs space. It's very economical, and after the first year, there is essentially no lease. And the thing that can kill a startup quicker than anything is going out and getting a 3-year lease at a big expense. And in addition to that, there are a number of people around here that can provide support for a company like mine. So when I came across this and was talking to Dr. Turner about it, my eyes just lit up. I said, "Man, for the economical price and all the benefits, it was a very easy decision for me to start up here."
Right, and it's plugged in here too for all those resources. It's easy to find. You just ask a few people right around here, and they know kind of here's where you plug in.
Absolutely.
And we're talking about the Business Incubator at Burnell University, where we're hosting this radio show right now. Just a great resource for our local community, and think of someone like George is allowing them to create this product, build this business, and do this. So thanks for sharing that. But let's get back to business on the deal. So I think everybody listening, we still got time, right? We can get this shipped pretty quick.
It'd be the next day or so, probably. If you go to the post office, they're talking, just mail any kind of package. They're out to Saturday now. So
Okay.
next couple of days.
Okay, so if the Deck Tool sounds like that could be that unique gift for somebody on your list, TheDeckTool.com.
Right.
And we've been listening to George Willison. And George, I want to thank you for being a guest on Business RadioX North Georgia.
All right, Rich, thank you so much. I certainly appreciate being here.
All right. Well, that's another edition of North Georgia Business RadioX, the resource and the outlet for our local businesses in our community. And we'll see you next time right here, same time, same place on North Georgia Business Radio.